Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, Chris here, and are you ready for part 2 of my rhythm of Entre Dos Aguas for absolute beginner flamenco guitarists? Hopefully you've watched part 1 and you're ready for part 2. If you haven't watched part 1, watch that if you want to do so. I will definitely leave a link below, but let's get started on this part 2. So at about the 2-minute and 20-second on the original recording of Entre Dos Aguas, there's a change over, okay? So the chords go from what we did in part 1 to now in part 2, this chord progression. This is a great series of chords for the beginner guitarist, so if you don't know them, that's going to be great. If you do, then we'll get a little bit of review, and then by the end of the class, by the end of this particular video, I'll show you a couple of variations of the final chord, and we'll go through a couple of practice suggestions and all that, so stick around throughout, okay? So we got the E minor chord as the first one, okay? So now we're going to start with an E minor chord, and that's a 6-string chord. So we start 0, 2, 2, 0, 0, 0. We go from that, we're going to go to a D major chord, and that's a 4-string chord. So you have to start from the 4th string, 4, and then 2, 3, 2. Now from here, we're going to go to a C major chord. We're going to go 3, this is a 5-string chord. Start on the 5th string, 3, 2, 0, 1, 0. 3, 2, 0, 1, 0. And then the 4th chord of this progression is the most challenging one because we're using all 4 fingers. We're going to do a B dominant 7 chord, and that's a 5-string chord as well. It's 2, 1, 2, 0, 2. So these are 4 monstrously important guitar chords. So hopefully you have all those. Now you see that I just did a variation. After that B dominant 7, I played the E minor chord with my middle 2 fingers. Okay? So that changed that transition a little bit. So just get very used to those chords. E minor to the D major to C major to B dominant 7. B is in Bravo. So now you have that. If you have not watched, if you're not familiar with the rumba rhythm, I'm not going to really go over how to play that. I am going to leave a link up here and definitely in the description as well on how to play the basic rumba rhythm so you can do this, okay? So watch that if you haven't done the rumba rhythm at all, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to do 2 passes of the rumba rhythm for each chord. So the basic one would be D major, then C major, now B7. Again, D, C, B7. Fantastic chords. It's a great chord progression, very flamenco, because we go to that from that C to the B, and we end up having a harmonic minor. So we can use that Phrygian dominant, all that scale stuff. So make sure to like and subscribe the video, subscribe to my channel, and then I'm also going to leave a link about the Phrygian dominant scale. But anyway. So now we're going to go to other versions of this same chord progression. Now we're going to start doing some bar chords. So this is going to be a little bit more hardcore for the fret hand work. We're going to go up to the 7th position. We're going to do a bar on from the 5th string all the way up. Okay, so I would highly recommend you just practice that. Just practice that bar so that it works really well. But what we're going to do is, if you know an A minor chord, and if you do that with these 3 fingers, and you just bring it up so that those 3 fingers go 9, 9, 8, and then put that bar on 7, that's an E minor chord, but now it's 7th position. So it's a 5-string chord, 7, 9, 9, 8, 7. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get jazzy and fancy, and we're just going to take our pinky away. And make it an E minor 7. So that becomes 7, 9, 7, 8, 7. All right. So now we're going to just stay. All these chords now are going to have a 5th string root. Okay, so we're having that E here. This is an E. Okay. Now we're going to go to D, which is 2 frets down, and we're going to make a dominant 7 chord. And so we're basically going to leave that bar and this finger in the exact same place, except for now we're going to add our pinky to the 7th fret of the 2nd string. Let's see. Get you right there, 7th fret. So my 2nd finger is free now, okay? So now this becomes 5, 7, 5, 7, 5. And that's a D dominant 7 chord. Delta dominant 7. And then we're going to take this exact same shape. Leave your hand in this exact same shape. You're going to go towards the headstock, 2 more frets, make a C dominant 7. So now it's 3, 5, 3, 5, 3. And then we're going to spice up that last chord. We could do a B dominant 7. Just move this 1/2 step to the 2nd fret where it's 2, 4, 2, 4, 2. So that's a great way to start, and it's a great way because what we want to eventually do in our flamenco playing is basically pretty much every pass of the rhythm is going to be a little bit different. Any slight variation we'll consider a complete variant from the original. And so you're looking for that real free flow, that fluency of being able to change different little chords, maybe a little bit of the pattern, something that you're really not playing any rhythm the exact same every single time, okay? So this would be great. We have that 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 8, 7. That's E minor 7. Then the D dominant 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5. C dominant 7, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3. And then we could go to the B dominant 7, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2. But I'm going to show you just one level up for that. For that next chord, what we're going to do is we're going to add a flat 9, which is the C there. Okay, so we're going to have to change, instead of using the ring finger and the pinky here, I'm going to actually switch out and move my 2nd finger here for that 4th fret of the 4th string, and my 2nd finger for the 4th fret of the 2nd string. So it's still 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, but now I have that ability to add that pinky onto the 5th fret of the 3rd string. And so then it ends up being 2, 4, 5, 4, 2. 2, 4, 5, 4, 2, and we get that crazy. Oh yeah, that's great, right? That flat 9. So we go that E minor 7, D dominant 7, C dominant 7, and then we're going to switch and do that B with a flat 9. Okay. All right. Same chord pattern as far as the amount of passes of the rhythmic strum that you're doing. So we would do 2 on each. D, C, B with a flat 9. Up to the E minor 7. C, B, add flat 9. Position chords. C, B dominant 7. So there's some nice variation going between the two already, okay? So now you've stuck it out this long, let's go through some other variations just to help you have a little bit more variety in playing this. The E minor 7, let's just stick there. D dominant 7, the C7 will stick there, okay? But now, this B dominant 7, we already have one variation, which would be that add that flat 9. So one other thing is we could do like an add 11, and we could take away the bar with our first finger. And so now we have 2, 4, 5, 4, 0. Okay. So that sounds great. starts getting a little crunchy, yeah? Variation number 2 or variation number 3, no matter how you're counting it, I guess. This makes it even easier because now what we're going to do is 2, 4 with our third finger, and then 5 with our pinky, and leave the open B and the open E. So this is still the exact same name of the chord. It's a B, add B flat 9, add 11. That's just an octave of that B. E minor 7, D7, C7. And what's nice is then you get to leave this shape, the root and fifth, and it just goes down there, and then you add your pinky. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Then you can mess with those. Just leave the full bar this time. Back up. Just those little small variations make it sound different. Then if you get to the more advanced levels of the rumba playing, then you can start doing like where you actually follow the root. So we have all kinds of different variations that we can do with now our picking hand as far as rhythm, but now we have these chords to give us some tonal variety. All right, well, I hope you liked that little journey. We're going to go on part 3 pretty soon here. I'll get that going. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, or I have a contact link below that you can contact me directly. That's going to be the fastest. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to do my best to help you out. I also, because you are still watching, I do want to let you know that I have a free daily dozen. What I created, this daily dozen, I distilled all the techniques in flamenco guitar to what I consider the essential 12 techniques. It's pretty comprehensive just with those 12. It's not going to cover everything you need as a flamenco guitarist, but what I feel I've done is created a program that hits all the essentials, and then you can specialize to what you need for a particular piece in your repertoire or a particular song form that you're working on. But if you practice these essential 12, you're pretty much golden. So I created a workout I call the Daily Dozen. It's basically a blueprint of how to practice, and it gives you what to practice, examples of what to practice, and that is free for you. The link is below, so go grab the Daily Dozen. And I hope you really enjoy it. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm here for you. I will also put a link for if you want to join my YouTube family, the YouTube family Flamenco. Then there's a link to support this channel. But make sure you're subscribing and liking the video too, because that helps me a ton. I super appreciate all of you. I appreciate your time. Thanks for joining me here today. And hopefully I will see you soon. Now get to practicing those techniques, okay, and those chords. Have a great day. Bye-bye.